All right, good morning, everyone. It is April 15th, 2024, and I wanted to take this opportunity to let you know that despite all of the chaos taking place in this world, I still do believe that an XRP bull run is coming. Now, one of the parts of our thesis, though, that many people skip over is that we don't just sit here and hold our XRP. We've prepared ourselves with food, essentials, everything we need to ride out the storm, or in this case, ride out the war. And we continue to pray for peace as well. So without further ado, I want to get right on into it. We got a lot taking place, a lot to cover as far as wrapping up the weekend's activities and what to look forward to this week. And as I'm recording this, it's 6:30 a.m. on the West Coast. Markets are just now opening up. Futures have ticked back up. And so let's get right on into it, folks. We're watching this one very closely this moment in time. Incredible. Quick summary here from Mario Nafal from senior American officials on the damage report from Iran's attack. At least 9 Iranian missiles penetrated Israeli air defense and hit 2 air bases. 5 missiles hit the Nevatim air base, causing damage to a C-130 transport plane. The missiles also hit a runway and storage facilities. 4 Iranian ballistic missiles hit the Negev air base. Now, here's the deal, folks. I was sharing over this weekend that I was predicting this pullback in the markets. But what folks don't understand is that I've been saying you don't have to predict the black swan event. You just have to understand how the charts are going to move. And you basically prepare the same way no matter what that black swan's going to be. You want cash on the sideline. You want hedges, gold, silver. And you want to be prepared for these moments, right? And that's exactly what we did. I didn't know that Iran was going to respond to Israel with this attack. I didn't know that, but I didn't need to know that. I was already positioned. I was already hedged. I already had my cash on the sidelines because I could see it coming on the charts. But I put out this tweet this weekend. Markets will go back to normal on Monday and stay that way until the next bigger attack event. 2024 will shake the hell out of most. Only people who won't make it are those who are over leveraged or sit on the sideline. So I don't go to all cash, right? And this is what too many people do is they get scared. They go to all cash. They don't invest at all. Or on the flip side of that, we have people that are over leveraged who are longing Bitcoin at all-time highs. You know, I want to buy gold, but I'm not even buying gold right now, despite the fact that I love it so much because it's at all-time highs, let alone crypto degens that are longing Bitcoin, you know, with 5, 10, 100x leverage when we're at all-time high. These are the folks that won't make it. Now, continuing on, let's take a look at it, folks. This kind of shows you when you zoom out this chart here from Mustache, I guess, here on X. It says, while some are panicking, others see a perfect backtest of the breakout from the years-long accumulation zone. No, folks, that's not bearish. This is extremely bullish. I'll tweet this in a few weeks and I'll tell you I told you so. So this is what I was talking about a while back now. As I've been saying, guys, we get these pre-halving pumps, expect a pullback, a normal pullback or correction. If we do get black swanned, it can be as bad as a March 2020 crash or, you know, even just a hint of that, right? We know the systems are breaking right now. And so sure enough, this time it's the war activity. Here's the chart. And this is what we, you know, are talking about right here. Okay. And so you look, this is the depths of the bear market in 2019. You get a bull trap rally through the bear market. And then we get March 2020, which brings us back down to here. All during this accumulation phase before breakout. Now, he is hinting that we're at the same point right up here in this chart, right? Where we're getting a back test. I think where, you know, what's interesting about this moment is we never did come back and test the lows of 15K. Nowhere even close, right? A lot of folks were thinking that we were going to go sub 20 down to 15K. We didn't quite make it back that far, right? But nonetheless, this is the total cryptocurrency market cap. And as you can see, there's just tremendous support and momentum behind the overall cryptocurrency space right now. Now, as I said, the markets have opened back up. We already had the futures trading for some markets, but oil is actually back down, coming back down to start off the week, while silver has spiked back up again, $28.63. And gold is actually working its way back up as well. Now, Move on over to the indexes. We are bouncing back up. This candle just opened up. Markets literally just opened up right as I started this for the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's actually back down, and the DXY index continues to push higher. Okay. Now we slide on over here to this one. This is the key updates. U.S. stocks open higher. Dow Jones opens nearly 400 points higher after Iranian attack on Israel causes limited damage. And New York Fed John Williams says rate cuts will likely start this year. And Treasury yields rise after retail sales report. So we got the retail sales that came in this morning, and they came in hot. So now the yield on the 10-year Treasury note was up 8 basis points at 4.6%. The 2-year was climbing about 7 basis points to about 4.97. So the 2-year is about to cross over 5%. And the problem is, folks, the pain that we're inflicting monetarily around the world through our Fed raising rates is that these countries are being forced to sell off U.S. bonds. And this is why the Japanese yen actually just spiked to 154 this morning. And so the Japanese yen is at a level that hasn't traded here since in 30, 40 years. And they're having to sell off their U.S. bonds to cover their, you know what. And this puts us in a unique position. But as I said this weekend, I thought that the markets were going to open back up because although this was a little shaky, you know, and it happened after the markets were closed. So really it was just Bitcoin and the crypto market that kind of bled out. But we're back to normal already. The market is delusional, which is the first reason why nobody saw this coming, is they weren't even taking the threat of World War III activities serious. Now that it's come, though, it's like, oh, you know, and I was thinking about this yesterday. Think of how numb we've become. Think of how programmed, how good the programming has become, that this attack, this activity that just took place, a lot of folks just shrug off. Oh, not a big deal. A nuke wasn't used. You know, it wasn't that bad, that big of a deal, right? Literally, we've been so programmed to expect a nuclear attack, a civil war here in the United States, that anything less than that, folks are just shrugging off. The markets are just shrugging it off. Say, oh, buy the dip opportunity, piling into the same magnificent 7 stocks that everybody else buys. You know, still trying to trade Mickey Mouse meme coins during World War III. I don't think it's going to work out. And I'm not the only one. You got this one right here. Ruffer LLP, the UK-based asset manager, more popularly known as 50 Cent, is now allocating an all-time high 2/3 of its assets under management to cash in preparation for a 1987-style market meltdown that could occur in the next 3 months. Just like Warren, the Oracle of Omaha Buffett, moving to cash, 167 billion worth of it. We got this group doing the same thing. But Samantha Leduc adds, for those that don't know, Ruffer returned 16% in the 2008 crash, nailed the 2015 flash crash, nailed the 2018 VIX implosion, and nailed the 2020 COVID crash, making $2.2 billion. They have a very accurate and long track record of these bets. So like I said, you know, they're going 2/3 cash. That's pretty strong. That's a very strong position, right? But you know, for me, I'm not in 2/3 cash. You know, it's my allocation's not there. I would say I might be closer to 50-50. I'd have to go take a look at my portfolio. I've really been focused over the last year, you guys know, on just stacking mostly cash, and then my bags have been packed. So I do take advantage of opportunities that are just too good to pass up. 2-for-1 special on XRP, that's a tough one to pass up, right? But building my cash war chest for this moment in time has been my goal for the last year. And I think that it's going to pay off handsomely during this moment because they're seeing the same things that we are. It's breaking right now. And it's similar to, actually, I was going to compare it back to 2019. The financial system was already breaking on the back end. The Fed had raised rates while Trump was still in. And so the market was starting to break. The reverse repo was spiking. And what came around? Well, March 2020 came around. That was the event that came around that we already saw. We already saw it was breaking. It's just we finally got the event, the catalyst, right? And so that's kind of what we're seeing play out right now. Now, interesting scenes in Atlanta and Houston as people have received a letter from the IRS stating they had to verify their identity in person to receive their refund. This was the line outside of the Atlanta's IRS center yesterday, and they actually had to shut down the Houston one. So I don't know what's going on here with the IRS. This is crazy. I've never seen this before. where they sent a letter to people saying you need to verify your identity in person to receive your refund. But it had people upset, to say the least. Very interesting. We'll continue to watch. But it's all part of the falling empire here in the United States, where we have the external chaos. We've been spread out so thin. Now here defending Israel, defending Ukraine. We have a situation in Taiwan, and those are just the top three. But we also have been spread out thin across the other world in other conflicts, right? Continuing on, let's get into the crypto update. UK will issue legislation for crypto staking, custody, exchange, and stablecoins by July, Minister Bim Afalami says. So unlike here in the United States of America, where we can't figure anything out, we are seeing that jurisdictions around the world are moving to actually provide clarity legislation on staking, custody, and exchanges. And this is the regulations that we've been talking about, folks. When this arrives, it's a whole new wave of liquidity coming in. And to add to that point, Hong Kong just approved a spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF application. So unlike their counterparts here in the United States, where the SEC's now doing a dance back and forth on whether Ethereum's a security or not, trying to save face, aren't they? Don't we dare mention ETHgate. What we see over in Hong Kong is they're accelerating this adoption with the rollout and approval of the spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. All bullish for this space. All bullish and all adding to why I titled this video XRP Bull Run Coming. XRP will not miss this. The fundamentals are too good. They just are too good. In fact, I would argue they're some of the best in the digital asset space. Other than Bitcoin, which has a clear role as what is perceived to be a store of value. Didn't really show that store of value over the weekend, did it? No. And that's what we've been saying. You know, I question that store of value narrative, but nonetheless, they've convinced a large segment of the population that moves into crypto to invest in Bitcoin first. So Bitcoin has its role. It's probably going to double, right? It's probably going to go to 120, 150,000. That's great. If you're looking to double up your money, might be a good opportunity. I'm not against Bitcoin. I just think that we're going to find some better opportunities, and I think that's going to come in XRP. The fundamentals that are happening right now, as I explained yesterday with my two videos, XRP DeFi exploding, and then I also did another video comparing Ripple to the IMF and comparing XRP to an SDR. These fundamentals are the best in the space, in my opinion, along with adoption that actually matters, people that are using XRP that actually have to solve trillion-dollar problems. This is what we've been talking about. But don't take it from me, guys. Take it from Brad Garlinghouse. Little statement here at Token 2049. Some positive energy from Brad Garlinghouse. You guys listen in on this one. And just look at his posture. Look at his body language. Does this guy look concerned at all about XRP missing this bull run?
Call me the optimist. Call me naive. Call me all those things. But I've been more right than I've been wrong. I mean, Ripple's in a very good position, so I feel good about that bet. And we're going to continue to invest and hire more people and acquire more companies because I believe where the world is going. Call me the optimist, call me naive, call me all those things. But I've been more right than I've been wrong. I mean, Ripple's in a very good position, so I feel good about that bet. And we're going to continue to invest and hire more people and acquire more companies because I believe where the world is going.
I had to run that back twice. That was so good. I love that positive energy. Despite what we face right now, folks, I feel that same energy. We're doing the same thing, right? Our businesses are growing. Our side hustles are growing. We're figuring out how to get a raise at our job so we can bring more bread in so that we can survive, but then also thrive and take advantage of this opportunity. We call it the greatest transfer of wealth in world history, but we don't just call it that. It's now been verified by the data, by the numbers, and by the sheer amount of wealth that is going to be transferred during this moment. The war only accelerates it. The more chaos, unfortunately, it actually is better for us as far as the opportunity, the dislocation of wealth, the disruption in the various industries and sectors across this world, and the addition of a new digital asset class. This is a beautiful opportunity. I'm so excited to be here during this moment. I had such a great Discord weekly call this weekend. It was a 2-hour off the record, unrecorded conversation where I got a little bit more personal about what motivated me to be in a warlike posture back after the loss of one of my family members. And that was back in about 2016 when I was starting my business. I had the loss of my grandfather, who at the time was my best friend, and he was a Vietnam vet who trained me up on everything I know as far as that aspect in that regard. And the loss of him is what I needed at that time as a young man to light that fire under my behind and stand up and say, it's time for you to take that warlike posture. It's time for you to stand up and defend your family. It's time for you to stand up and take advantage of this opportunity, this shift in wealth. It's going to happen one way or another, whether you like it or not. So you might as well get in front of it. You might as well get on the right side of it. And that's what we are doing. If you want to join us, everything is at my website, zachrector.com. The XRP Bull Run is coming. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree, if you disagree. Either way, I'm here to read your comments. I'm here for the interaction, and I love you all. God bless. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.